that yes, there are concerns that the CSOs have raised, the Naga CSOs have raised regarding the repeal of the FMR as well as the border fencing. And we've been very clear that this requires a lot of engagement. Now, while the intention of Government of India is to ensure that there is a proper identification of citizens and those who are not citizens of India, there are of course cultural and historical factors which are also equally important. So we urge the Government of India that whatever decision and whatever action the government takes, they must take the local people and the stakeholders on board to discuss and then to be able to find a way. I believe that there's always a possibility of finding a way. I want to go back to the time when we had the CAA, and a lot of regional parties, a lot of states had come forward, and in the original bill, where all the northeastern states were included, there was a lot of opposition to it from a lot of parties, including the National People's Party. And I remember very clearly that when we went for discussion to Delhi, Government of India found that there were ways and means in which the interests and the rights of the other states could be protected, while the larger objective of Government of India is achieved. And ILP was given in different states, 6 scheduled areas were exempted, ILP areas were exempted, and to a large extent it was not a perfect solution, but it was better than the original solution. Similarly, I am confident that in these areas also we will be able to find a solution that will be able, that where we can find an acceptable solution. But it is important for us to engage, and I urge, and we will urge, and we will connect with Government of India that they should take the stakeholders on board, while taking this very, very crucial and important decision. So last year also we saw it, the year before that also we saw it. And we try to resolve the issue at the local level by involving the stakeholders and forming peace committees and all these things. So yesterday also there was a harvesting program that was was going on, and there were enough police forces from both sides, and both the police forces with proper communication were instructed to restrain their own people and not to engage with the other side. So both the police were restraining their own population to not be aggressive and to cool down and to be able to allow the entire process to be done in a peaceful manner. But while that restraining was going on, the crowd size increased. There were large numbers, and there was a scuffle between two groups on both sides. And during that scuffle, one person lost his life. And as I said, this was between the people. Like I said, that there was so many people around that the police was engaged. Not engaging means they were controlling the population from their side. But the scuffle that took place on the sides, this led to the death of that particular individual. It was purely public to public. There was no enforcement agency that was involved from either way. Either side, there was no lethal, any kind of lethal action or anything that was taken. So it was a pure scuffle, and as I said, in that scuffle between the public to our citizens from both sides, that that while the governments are trying to resolve and find a peaceful solution for the long term, we have done it for 6 areas of differences. So there were 12 areas of differences. For the last 52 years, no government took this initiative. It is only during our time that we took the initiative and resolved six locations. And 6 more are left, and we're working towards that. So we urge that allow the governments to engage and talk while we resolve it. And whatever problems are there locally, the people cooperate and talk to each other, we'll be able to resolve it. But it's a very unfortunate incident, and I feel that we should not resort to violence, but we should look at dialogue to resolve the problems. That the National People's Party is a very viable option when it comes to the political scenario in Manipur as of today. I mentioned earlier that National People's Party was a party that was born in the state of Manipur. I think that's a very, very important factor. Second, what I have mentioned that the NPP is the only political party which is a national party made by the states of the Northeast. So Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Manipur and Nagaland is what makes NPP a national party. I think there's no other party in the history of the country which has been made national by the Northeast people. Number three is that the concept of high command and waiting for decision to come from Delhi is not there in our party. We are very, very accessible. We believe in giving the necessary powers and giving that space to our state units and to our MLAs to move forward. Having said that, this has got its plus and its minus. So what happens in our political party? We allow the voice. We allow discussions to take place. We believe in democratic process. And hence, everybody raises their voice, which is fine because they're not raising the voice against individuals, they're raising the voice for the interests of their people. I think there's nothing wrong in that aspect. Yes, it does reflect that somebody in the party, there is a thing. That is the implication of what they do, it is. And let me be very frank. Number one, as I said, democratic voice within the political party must be there. We must allow different voices to come out. Number two, as I said, this entire issue of the discussions that take place and the differences that are there is natural. It happens in every political party. But at the end of the day, what is important is we should realize that we need to work as a unit. We need to work as a team. And whatever at the end of the day decision comes from the party, from the national president, in terms of any differences that are there, should be the discipline that the party should follow. And I'm happy to tell you that that discipline exists. Today I'm here, you can see all our members here, otherwise maybe some member would not be sitting in this room if there was a major difference or a major point in a problem. So therefore, my job is to ensure that the different voices are heard, but unity is maintained. Discussion takes place, but decision is taken together. And we work as a team in the larger interest of the state of Manipur and in the interest of NPP. And even as Chief Minister of one state in the northeast, in Meghalaya, this is an issue that the drug issue is something that is affecting not just the situation here in Manipur, but is affecting the entire northeast and the country as a whole. So therefore, it is in the larger interest of the nation that this issue must be addressed, and a lot of suggestions that there should be a bureau, narcotic bureau, and other facilities and other administration setups. So these are important suggestions that came up during that meeting. So definitely we would be wanting to and work with Government of India to take steps towards that. There were many other suggestions that came up, which are again, as I said, in a larger front, whether it is the issue of the deforestation issue or the issue of the IDPs wishing to have audience with the Honorable Prime Minister. They had also mentioned about the free movement on the highway, which is something crucial, which again is something that we mentioned to the Honorable Governor. So on and so forth, there were many points that came up. But I think, as I said, the largest sense we got is that the IDPs are obviously going through a very difficult phase, and they desire to go back to their homes. And as a political party, it will be our endeavor to ensure that we facilitate in every possible way to make sure that they are able to go back to them.